With the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery taking place on Monday, we are finally going to know who's going to be drafting first overall. Now, as we all know, just because you finished at the bottom of the standings doesn't mean you're getting the first overall pick. All of the teams are placed into a lottery, and for the first time ever, the balls are going to be drawn live for both of the lotteries done. Now, a team can move up a maximum of 10 spots. That means if you finish maybe 14th, you can move up to pick 4. Now, here's a look at the odds to win the actual draft lottery. And as we scroll down, it goes all the way down to pick number 16, the Calgary Flames. So San Jose has the best odds of getting pick number 1. And though they have the best odds, they're definitely not guaranteed that first overall pick. And a reminder, there is 2 draws. The first draw is going to lock in the number 1 overall pick. The second draw is going to lock in the rest of the order. However, because you can only move up 10 spots, let's say a team like the Detroit Red Wings wins the first lottery, they can actually only move up to pick number 2, meaning that if they won that first lottery, San Jose is guaranteed the first overall pick. Now, I thought it would be fun to do my own little draft lottery. We're going to use Tankathon for this. They have their own simulator that you can run as many times as you want, and even a little countdown for how far away the draft lottery is. Now, the link to Tankathon will be down below in the description. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just like using their site. Let's go ahead and sim the lottery. And the Buffalo Sabres are moving up to pick number 1. And Calgary moves from 16 to 6. I'm going to do this 100 times. And I'm going to write down every time that I do it what team wins the lottery and what team is picking where. After these 100 trials, I'm going to do my own little reveal of where each team is going to be picking from 16 all the way to number 1. This is just for fun, of course. It's not like tomorrow they're going to be doing the same thing and you're going to be taking the averages or anything like that. I think we should stop here. Detroit getting that second overall pick. But in reality, I thought this would just be a little bit of fun. Test it out 100 times. See who gets that first and second overall pick or whoever moves up the most. And then tomorrow we'll see the actual draft lottery and see how accurate we really were. For the next little bit, I am going to be simming this draft lottery, writing down who moves up, who moves down, and who picks where. I will meet you at the very end at pick number 100, and we'll go through all the top 16.
5 minutes later.
All right, super quickly, I'm in the middle of doing this, but look at this one. Imagine this happened tomorrow night. The Rangers move up to 1, Detroit moves up to 2. That would be pure chaos. Please let something like that happen. We need it. All right, time to get back to it. Let's go ahead and sim another. Wow, San Jose gets number 1. However, surprisingly, they are not the number 1 pick as of right now through all of the ones that I've done. We'll go through all of that in a moment.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
All right, and here is pick number 100. And the winner is the New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who both move up in the draft. All right, we're all done here. We've done 100 simulations. And I now have a full layout and a full list on where everyone's going to be picking, I guess according to Tankathon and this stupid little experiment that anyone could do, and the real thing will be tomorrow night. With pick 16 in the 2025 NHL Draft, we have the Calgary Flames, who moved up in the lottery 0 times out of 100. With pick number 15 of the 2025 NHL Draft, we have the Vancouver Canucks, who also moved up 0 times out of 100. With pick number 14 in this year's draft, we have the Utah Hockey Club, who actually moved up in the lottery 6 times out of 100. With pick number 13 in this year's draft, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who moved up 2 times out of 100. At pick number 12 of the 2025 NHL Draft, we have the Detroit Red Wings, who moved up 8 times out of 100 in the simulation. Now, super important to remember that if any of the teams I just mentioned won the lottery, it means San Jose was guaranteed that number 1 overall pick. With that being said, with pick number 11 of the NHL 2025 draft, we have the New York Rangers, who moved up 12 times throughout the entire simulation. So 12% of the time when I ran the simulation, the New York Rangers were picking number 1 or number 2. With pick number 10 of this year's NHL draft, we have the New York Islanders, who moved up 10 times out of 100 simulations. Heading on to pick number 9, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, who only moved up 3 times out of a total 100 chances. Tankathon did not like the Pittsburgh Penguins. Moving on to pick number 8, where we have the Anaheim Ducks, who moved up in the lottery 12 times out of 100. And most of those 12 being the first overall pick, so I'm sure Ducks fans would be super happy with that. Next up is pick number 7, where we have the Buffalo Sabres, who moved up from pick number 7 20 times out of 100 simulations. That would be huge for Buffalo. They could use the help. I don't know what's going on over there. I feel terrible for Sabres fans who have been waiting for playoff hockey. Hopefully it comes soon. Next up, we have pick number 6, which belongs to the Seattle Kraken, who moved up in the lottery 24 times. They actually moved up in this more than the next two teams. The first one being at pick number 5 with the Boston Bruins, who only moved up 14 times out of 100 simulations. And the exact same thing can be said about pick number 4, where we have the Philadelphia Flyers, who also only moved up 14 times. Now, no surprises thus far throughout the draft lottery, but that is about to change. With pick number 3 of the 2025 NHL draft, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. They have been pushed out of the top 2. That means pick number 1 comes down to the Nashville Predators and the San Jose Sharks. And at pick number 1, we do have San Jose winning the lottery 2 years in a row. They had the first overall pick after all of these simulations, more time than any other team. However, what's interesting is that Nashville actually moved up the most in the simulation. They just happened to get that second overall spot more often than San Jose. So, Preds fans, I know it was a tough season, but hey, maybe help is on the way if this little simulation has anything to say about it, which it doesn't. Now, after all of that is done, we can take a look at the draft order, which will most likely change tomorrow anyways during the actual draft lottery. I know I'm going to be watching because I want to see who's going to be moving up, who might be moving down. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the channel with another one. Super quick side note, I may have gone over 100 simulations after taking a look at the number. It may have been like 104, 103, 102, somewhere in there. I'm not 100% sure on where I stopped. I thought I hit 100, but I may have gone a little bit over, so my bad on that one. Either way, all it did was solidify who's going to be getting those first 2 picks, and I don't think a couple of extra simulations changed anything. And let me know down below who you think is going to be going in the top spot of this year's NHL draft. Is it going to be Matthew Schaefer, James Higgins, Michael Misa, or Porter Martone? Or do we see a little bit of a surprise at number 1? Have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And let's hope that the Wings move up in the draft lottery, which is never going to happen.